Welcome to 9 is 10, Dalek. I'm singing because I'm happy, because this episode makes me happy from the bottom of my soul to the top of my dirty old soul. That's right, this is the midway point. This is normally where a show would get a little bit in terms of the ratings, but good old Doctor Who, good old Russell, he knew exactly what to do. Bring back the show's most notorious villain, the pop culture icon that was nearly as big as the Beatles in the 60s, but not quite because they were slightly taller. So I've decided to bring in an expert on Daleks, if you will. Somebody who has studied them since 1963 and has brought his knowledge with it. What? Oh, no. No, sorry, he's not available. Instead, I'm bringing to you a man who was not a man when this episode debuted on the telly box all those years ago, 10 exactly, but someone who's a child, somebody who was the perfect age to watch Doctor Who and had never really tasted the terror of the Daleks before, mostly because they put a little barrier up to make sure that you don't touch them with your tongue. However, we're going to get an account, a recollection, if you will, of Dalek from the mind of a tiny person. Toby, welcome to 9 is 10.
Thank you for having me.
It's a delight. Toby Turner
Yes.
is no good. Chop him up for firewood, as the old song used to go.
Used to go.
Used to go in the days of yore. Toby, for those who don't know, is my brother. Can you confirm that?
I can confirm that. I can't confirm it scientifically, but mentally, yes.
Yeah, on a mental level, and definitely not on a certifiable level, because names are very different. We have different faces.
Yes.
But we have similar minds, and you probably recognise Toby's voice. It sounds like this.
Hello, my name is Jeremy.
From an after-party episode a couple of weeks back, where we discussed what it was like for the younger generation, the people who don't remember Doctor Who prior to its return, what it was like for them to encounter the show firsthand. So if you want to hear about that, go back and listen to After Party episode 4. What are you doing here?
It was cracking.
It was a corker, wasn't it?
Yeah, we talked about cheese.
We talked about cheese, we talked about wine, we talked about the decline of society as a whole.
Yeah.
And then we talked about hula hoops and what our favourite flavour is and whether anyone at any point in their lives could actually fit one round their finger. Now, let me rewind the clock for y'all. Take you back 10 years. The episode we're about to watch nearly didn't star a Dalek at all. It nearly, because of copyright reasons, the Terry Nation estate weren't too keen on giving away the Daleks just yet. It nearly starred what would eventually become the Tocklefane, in a script still written by Robert Sherman, based on his Big Finish audio drama, loosely based on his Big Finish audio drama Jubilee. But we're going to go in. We're going to go in cold for this. We're not going to talk about Jubilee because we're going to look at this. We're going to examine this as it is as an episode of Doctor Who.
When you say cold, do you mean cold as metal?
As cold as steel.
As cold as ice.
Willing to watch a show on telly. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill by now. Get your sofas ready. Throw them away. No one hides behind them, really. Brace yourself with your DVD time codes to 00000. Same with your Blu-ray if you're lucky enough to own that massive whacking box set. If you've got it on iTunes or Netflix, get past the BBC logo at the start, because that's the boring bit. We don't want that.
That's always my favourite bit when watching it, was the BBC logo.
I do enjoy the BBC logo. I love it on the old videos. The do-do-do-do-do.
No, I do love, before we get onto it, I still do love the BBC intros when the guy's like, now, next, will be, and like got like a robot just going round and round in circles on the moon.
Yeah, why? They weren't doing the BBC intros with the Daleks yet, were they, in 2005? None of that stuff was happening as I can recall. Nowadays, they slip them into like conga lines and like the TARDIS flying over the water. But back in the day, by Jove, when it was colder and Freddo's actually cost 10p back in the days of 2005. And a bus fare was 70 pence for a young bairn on the bus. Back in the day of 2005. It's so very old now. So Toby, you don't mind me revealing to people with my mind. You're 19.
I'm 19.
Right, you were 9 at the time of this story
I was
going
9,
out.
then I became 10.
I see what you did there, kind of. Maybe.
I don't know, can you repeat the question?
No. But I'll ask you another question. Tell me, Toby. As a tiny wee 9-year-old, when Dalek came on, you've been enjoying the show, as people can hear in After Party episode 4. But when Dalek came about, what were your expectations, if any, for this story?
So I remember you telling me the importance of the Daleks and how big they were.
As opposed to the impotence of the Daleks, which they get very touchy about.
But
Filthy.
yeah, you kind of built me up
Buttercup.
to this episode of the Daleks, and so I was anticipating, what what the Daleks would be and experience them for the first time.
I was going to say, your only contact with them prior to this, I think, was the brief appearance of one in the Five Doctors.
Yeah, that was very brief though.
With the getting killed by shooting a mirrored wall and it hitting him in the dome, right between the eye stalk. And maybe Genesis of the Daleks. I think we'd watched it by then. Oh no, that was the year after.
Yeah, that was the year after.
I think 2006 was when that came out on DVD. For I did not have the Davros box set. But yeah, so to you, were you excited about seeing this creature, or were you more fussed about like, oh, go on, let's see what this thing is that Kitty's told me about?
So I don't think I was excited. I was anticipating a good villain. Like I said, you built it up for me. So I was anticipating a good villain, and it delivered. It was extremely well. And it was extremely emotional as well. Obviously, I was 9 years old. I wasn't weeping in my
Cheerios.
In my Cheerios, but it was quite emotional in the way, as you will see in the episode. The reaction of the Doctor throughout the episode is quite touching.
Oh yes, like a probe.
That's like a probe.
Like a probe
like
of the
alien
mind.
Probe.
I hope you said alien probe.
I did.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. That's fine by me and the standards that this company accepts. Well, that's awesome. Well, do you know what? I think to dilly dally any further would be stupid with this story, because by giddy Jove, we should probably tuck in, ladies and gentlemen. Get your time codes ready. Get it 000000 and get ready to hit play on Dalek in 3, 2, 1, go. We are in episode 6 of Doctor Who, and already we're in a corridor. All right.
That sound is so beautiful.
Oh, hello. Eccleston's shining face. Now, this is the first time, isn't it, something's brought the TARDIS elsewhere?
Yeah. I love how it actually is on Earth, though. I love that.
Yeah, well, under Earth.
Yeah, it was under Earth.
Oh, now, is that an allusion to Alien, or is that something I'm missing?
I just think that was one of our pets we used to have.
Cheeky little chest burster.
Now this, I remember you loved this when it first came on, because the sort of things you could point out were
Oh, yeah, with a Slitheen arm off the bat. Looks like a Sontaran ship in the back left corner.
That must be the Planet of the Apes. Now that is Tony Stark's.
Yeah. Slitheen. How did they find a Slitheen arm? Is what I want to know, because they all got blown to slithereens.
Wee.
And here we go.
Now I'd know. Like
Revenge of the Cybermen era, I think. Yeah, because it's got the little gunny thing coming out of its head. This basically was the Doctor exhibition at Blackpool. This is essentially what we're looking at. Oh man,
that is crazy, isn't it? Don't you think? The way they changed from there and now.
I love that design. I'm still a sucker for the classics.
Yeah, I think I kind of prefer it. I prefer the look of them, at least.
Oh,
it's mad, isn't it?
To touch the glass, didn't you?
It's mad, don't you think? Because in this one episode, we've got the Daleks and we've got the Cybermen. We've got just one Cyberman. And the way he reacts to the Cybermen to the way he reacts to the Daleks is quite... they're both as old as each other. In the Doctor's history. This
grinning away. Oh, the titles.
This
they
title's
make me
amazing.
happy with the sounds playing inside my ears and that. Ooh. Yeah, no, I can confirm that Cyberman head was Revenge of the Cybermen. Although the display case label references the events of the invasion, so already the continuity has been screwed up a little bit there. But
you can go back in time and change it. It's fine. When the Doctor listens to this podcast, he can go back and change that card.
Apparently, according to Doctor Who, the Visual Dictionary, the shriveled up head thing behind them when they were looking at the Cybermen was a shriveled up sea devil head. But I didn't really see that. It just looked like a blob on a stick. So not so much.
Now this is one of the best scenes of the episode.
Oh, it wasn't the Sontaran ship in the corner. It was a mechanoid. Oh my god! Of course. That's weird. Henry Van Statten.
Memphis.
And here we are once again in the corridors of an arena. Oh. Diana Goddard.
I like you.
Corey Johnson, who plays Henry Van Statten, is one of those actors who's been in God knows how many things. Like, he just pops up. I remember him specifically from The Mummy, because he's one of the first Intruder Window reference that becomes a semi-recurring joke over the next few years. He's in The Mummy. He's one of the guys who breaks into Imhotep's tomb and there's the curse on him. I think he's the one they take his tongue and his eyes, I think. He's in Kick-Ass. He's in Secret Service, Kingsman as well. Oh man! Even if you didn't know this episode was called Dalek, if you'd blinked during the title on the credits, hearing that scream, you're like, I know what that is.
This is good as well. I love it, a bit of the innocence with Eccleston's Doctor. It's very like, oh well, this is how you do it. But he loves the universe. He's one of those people that just loves, just like this.
He recently said in an interview that he regrets overplaying the comedy of the role, and I don't think he pitches it incorrectly at all. No. I think he's just the lightness of touch. Pun kind of intended during this moment while he's stroking that instrument.
But even though we didn't know at the time everything that's gone on with the Time War and all the stuff that happened, it kind of shows that he loves the. Even though like then he was like laughing and joking, he likes the simple things.
Yeah, like this instrument is just it's such a nice little idea as well, which now gets tossed aside. Brilliant. Van Statten is such a smug git. Ooh. Extraterrestrial artifacts in the world. You just stumbled in by mistake.
So northern. It's so cool.
He's brilliant. And speaking of which, Bruno Langley is Adam. Adam's first episode. The companion with the longest tenure of all time. 2 stories. Longer than Dodo by a stretch, though. Bless him. Bruno Langley's brill. We knew him from Corrie at this point, didn't we?
Yeah, so I've recently watched him in Corrie, and he's a nasty person. He's nasty.
Is he back in Corrie?
Yeah, he's back in Corrie.
Oh, you're kidding me. What does he play? What's his character?
It's like Jason's brother.
That famous character, Jason's brother. I'm gonna look it up. He's Todd Grimshaw in Corrie. So
I was going to say the back and forth with them two as well, funny.
He's brill. Well, again, it's the Doctor who knows he's good, and Van Statten who thinks he's all that.
Yeah.
But the machismo is completely on par with each other. This is genuinely creepy because like he's got the living specimen, and they can't get anything out of it. So this random bloke shows up. We're just going to throw it in the room and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, despite the Doctor's obvious knowledge that they've seen, it's totally likely they're throwing him in there to maybe die, just to see if it can do that. This is sinister, man. Oh yeah, last guy that touched it burst into flames, there you go. So, you go in, sir. Go grab it. Grab its wiggly bit. I apologise in advance to people listening who aren't watching the episode alongside this right now, because there will probably be a few moments in the next couple of minutes where we go quiet, because good God, Eccleston delivers in this scene.
Is it just me that is extremely impressed with the fact that he is just talking to an inanimate object and he is delivering such a powerful speech? You know,
where would they even get in those instruments? Like, how would they affect it in any way? Oh, there it is. Oh. The Doctor! Oh my God. And clap on, clap off, the clapper. Oh, this is genuinely terrifying.
This is one thing I thought, wow, the Doctor is absolutely petrified.
the one who stood up to Slitheen. He's like stood in front of the Gelth and confronted him and stuff. But here he is, just Eccleston plays this so well. That the genuine joy on his face when he realises that he's okay, he's safe.
Yeah. And that word.
Oh god, that flip there. Scared Dalek. And that's what's nice as well, like, we don't realise what it's for, why it's so heavy until later.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, as knowing what a Dalek is, you know how scary it is. But it's not until late we realise he's facing down the one thing that he feels, his responsibility. Like, all those people, all the Time Lords killed.
Yeah.
And all the Daleks killed to keep everyone safe, and yet here one is. It's still alive. The resentment in his tone and everything, like he hates this thing. It is the one remaining physical example of the nightmare he's tried to kill, the nightmare he tried to stop and move on from. Oh, and there we go, first admittance that he killed everybody. Oh my god. And then he realises the weight of it. What of the Time Lords? Also, can we point out Nicholas Briggs bringing the thunder?
I know.
Oh my god! This is his first televised performance as the Daleks, I believe, in any capacity. He'd been playing them in Big Finish audios.
Yeah.
But good god, it's not just the shrieky thing you remember. The tone and the inflections are all there.
It's got it's a very bumpy voice. Like it's put together through that, whatever the voice modulator is.
Yeah.
It's like dots, like that's basically what it sounds like to me. So the gap between
It's
them
like Morse code.
Yeah,
almost.
it can give a very that bit there.
He sounds damaged. He sounds worn out and torn. And also a little bit sassy there.
I think it's one of those things that just shows the the amazingness of like a voice actor, how they can bring such emotion and such passion to like like I said, just emotion to a role, which is the metal space dustbin.
This is so unlike the Doctor.
I know.
But knowing where he is and how he feels right now, you totally understand why he's doing it, even if you don't agree with it. It sounds like he's killing my new toy.
It's just not like the Doctor at all. Van Statten's got some issues if I want to talk to his little metal box. Dalek.
The only correct American pronunciation up to that point. I've only ever heard like Darlek. It's a Darlek. It's like Dalek. Dalek. Speak to me, Dalek. Oh. Kinky Simmons. Kinky old Simmons.
Oh, that's spandex.
He wears rubber. He electrocutes helpless robots.
Have you got his number?
And Billy Piper in a vest is not helping my inappropriate crush.
She just look in this first series. She just looks like a proper chav, though. Don't you think?
Yeah, but I still wouldn't say no. I'd still give her a snog.
She's a beautiful girl.
Mind you, Adam's well dressed considering he works in a lab underground.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna wear me nicest shirt.
Well, then again, though, if he's got a boss like he has, he will just wipe someone's memory and fire them just because he thinks something's not a good idea.
Good point. Yeah. Are you wearing a tracksuit bottom? Didn't realise that you would refer to it in that way. Have him killed.
Wipe his memory. Leave him somewhere. Seattle, Singapore. Somewhere give him the S.
I don't know. Somewhere beginning with W. Weatherfield, sir? Yeah, Weatherfield. Send him there.
Here's a quick note. Billy Piper, I actually know her social media.
You know her manager for her representative. Yeah. Yes, you do. Which is another random connection.
It's insane,
actually.
isn't it?
Yeah. What's his name? His name is
Pablo.
Pablo. Hello, Pablo. Hello.
He won't be listening, but
Please
hello,
don't.
Pablo.
If you are, please don't tell Billy Piper what I said about her. Or do, if it's likely to get me a date. Probably not.
She's got like a husband and kids. I don't think so.
I can work around that. If she's Rose Tyler, then technically she doesn't have a husband and kids.
True.
She's got a clone replica boyfriend in alternate dimension. And that's fine.
That is fine.
I will say this. I understand the purpose of this scene. It is completely necessary.
Yeah.
But I'm dying to get back to the Doctor and the Dalek.
Yeah, with this scene, it's just showing, isn't it, that even though the Rose and the Doctor are running together, she still has that human connection, which the Doctor probably can't give her because he is so extraterrestrial.
Yeah. Like, something she's very good at is connecting with the extra characters, like Gwyneth and the plumber, the mechanic in End of the World, and Harriet Jones. Like, she's good at connecting to the other parts. You can already see Van Statten calculating what he's going to do. King of his own little world. Davros reference. Oh. You kind of feel sorry for the Dalek after that description. That it fell from the sky and was screaming for 3 days.
Do we find out how it got there? Like,
I don't know if it's ever clarified by the end of the episode. Well, I suppose we'll see. But if I remember correctly, it's just the implication here that during the Time War it has somehow been projected toward this way and has crashed, maybe on a ship, maybe from what we at the time thought was like the explosion or, the moment or whatever. Naked Eccleston, ladies and gentlemen.
he is so skinny, isn't he?
Hey, he's from Salford. We're all meant to be skinny. I don't know what our excuse is, but he's carrying it for us. Oh my god. So Tennant gets like a naked scene. Smith gets a naked scene. Tennant's naked scene is in Stolen Earth Journey's End. When the Dr. Donner's created and stuff like that. So, you're naked? Oh yes. Matt Smith gets a couple of naked scenes. Clara! So Eccleston at least gets a topless scene. When's Capaldi's naked/topless scene?
Oh no.
Or are we just going to get a bit of ankle? We show off a bit of ankle and some shorts.
Go back to the old
Clara, I'm going swimming. I'm packing my 3/4 lengths.
This bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, does what it was born to do for the survival of its species. Oh man.
He's so desperate, isn't he, to get rid of it?
Like, he knows that even just this one, even if it doesn't find a way to regroup, even if it doesn't find a way to create more, that one Dalek could kill everybody on Earth.
Yeah.
Which again heightens the weight of these things. So as a kid watching this, seeing all the reaction the Doctor had at this moment, is that what you were going through? Is that
I think with me watching it, I was more like, so he's this scared. I want to know why he's this scared. I want to see it in action. And you'll see later on, bringing to the scene of where they come into it's the big spacious area. They're all aiming their guns at him, and they're shooting at him, and he just stands there and takes it and just goes, "You finished? Okay."
This is so weird. It's like, is it lying here? I mean, it's not. We know it's in pain. We know it's damaged. But is it being deceptive to play on our sympathies? Because if so, is this the first Dalek actor? The first Dalek thespian that we've ever encountered? Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well.
To be or not to be, that is the Dalek impression.
A rose by any other name
Hey.
would smell like Billy Piper. Like, what? It is so strange. But then again, later on, we get a bit of a hint that this one has mellowed slightly.
Or maybe, one thing that's quite scary to think of as well, maybe the Daleks are that fragile. Like, if they could, obviously...
Well, separated from the hive mentality of them all and the violence. Like...
Yeah, so, like, it's either that it is the great thespian that we believe it to be, or it actually has broken its, its mentality of fear. It's feared by people because it just is born to kill. That's it. Maybe it's that mentally that fragile. That's even scarier to think that they can break their norm if they need to.
Yeah, well, that sort of harks into the later seasons, the into the Dalek story from season 8.
Yeah.
The idea of one being taken away from the rest of them. Does it suddenly kind of realise, oh, body horror, crushed face? Does it suddenly realise, like, hang on, what am I doing? Like, is it only because they're around one another that they're like this? Is that Eccleston doing a Terminator there? Kind of. Paraphrasing Terminator.
Yeah.
Release me if you want to live. That guard has impeccable lips. He's got the Val Kilmer lips. Also,
so if it can do 1 million or 1 billion of his calculations in a second, how many calculations do you think there was in that door?
Probably about 6. It's just showing off. But also, when it started to raise its voice, when it started to slowly gain its posture again and became, it was like, oh my god, there's the Daleks we know. Like, that's the sort of sound we know.
I just love the fact that us puny humans are shooting bullets at it, and it's just like, YOLO.
YOLO swag.
YOLO swag.
YOLO. Webcam Dalek. Oh my days!
Is it downloading the whole internet now?
Is it that bit, or is it just repairing itself through the electrical charge?
I don't know, but if it's downloading the whole internet, do you think he's got better download speeds than us?
It was 2005, so dial-up was still more commonplace than broadband.
Oh my god! I just remembered the BBC game on the Doctor Who thing where you could play the Dalek going through. That was awesome.
On Stanton's base, yes. And we were talking about this in an earlier episode, that there was a lot more online tie-in in this year and the second year than any years since. And you're right, there was like a game an episode pretty much in Series 1. And the Dalek game was tremendous because it was you as the Dalek trying to get out of the base while being sort of...
Well, it was that screen she's looking at now. That's the one that she used. That's the one that
you use, yeah. Now, here we go. Here's the Dalek. We've seen it restore itself using the electricity, the entire electricity of the West Coast by the look of it, and now we're going to see some brand new superpowers. Bullet shield, oh my days. So when they are fully operational, bullets just fizzle out. Oh, there it is! Full frontal extermination.
Now this is impressive.
We've only ever seen this once since, I think, in Waters of Mars. We saw it in the flashback with Adelaide, swivelling round. And the CG ones in Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways do it, but what a cool freaking new power for him as well. Like the middle section just switching. Oh my god. What the hell is he hoping to achieve?
He's just so selfish, isn't he?
He's a great villain, Van Statten.
He's not even a villain. I think he's it's one of those.
He's an arsehole.
Yeah. He's like the low point of humanity.
Yes.
He's very, very vain and very materialistic.
But like the Dalek's doing what it's made to do, like the Doctor said. Van Statten's just being selfish, horrific. I mean, he's putting his men in the line of fire because it means he might be able to keep the alien. Oh my days! Everyone's so sweaty. They should have a vent system down there.
They should.
Give guns to the technicians and the lawyers, everyone.
Now, do you think he says that? But he probably knows that it's not going to do anything.
It's
Or
more.
do you think
It's more to
fine?
reassure people. I think make them feel like they
Here
stand
we
a
go.
chance. Here
This
it
is the
is.
famous Dalek scene.
Bruno Langley, he is a cracking actor, takes a line now, and somehow accidentally removes a lot of weight from it. Here it is. Gene.
Visited by a flight of stairs.
Oh my god. Do you know what? Adam, I love the character of Adam because he was created to show that not everybody deserves to travel in the TARDIS. Not everybody is right for that life. So his 2-episode arc is really entertaining. And I think Bruno Langley plays the part really well, especially in Long Game, where he's exploring the base. Elevate! Where he's exploring the base by himself and getting the implant and everything. But that one line just doesn't sit well with me.
Well, this is one thing that I was amazed about when I saw it. I thought to myself, like, this is something that obviously stairs, because you think looking at him like...
Well, that was the recurring joke. Now, here's the thing. I remember the British press at the time were going on about, and finally the age-old question is answered. Daleks versus stairs, what would happen? Did you know, young man, that this is not the first time they did this in the show?
Oh, when was it? First one?
The Sylvester McCoy story, Remembrance of the Daleks.
Yeah.
The cliffhanger of one of the episodes is him descending the basement, the stairs of the basement at the school to go through the door. The door's locked. He's trying to break through. It turns around, and there, the white and gold Dalek at the bottom starts to hover and glow underneath, and it goes up the stairs. And the cliffhanger was it was about to reach him and kill him.
Mm.
And it goes to show how little of the public were really paying attention toward the end. For everyone to forget that the show had already answered the question.
Yeah, this is my favourite scene in the one of the favourite scenes in the episode.
This is brilliant. Do 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 do. Warning: overhead services. There's no way you're getting a truck down there. Thought you might get through. Oh, so there you go. So the Doctor knows about how the bulletproofing thing works. Then
So it disintegrates them.
yeah, if you fire at one spot, then you'll be able to break it. He knows how to fight on Singleton Robot. Have you done it before, mate?
I know. Have you
Have
seen
done it
what he's
before?
just done
Do you
to
even
your...
fight robots, bro?
Do you even robot?
Do you even robot though?
Did you even watch Robot Wars? I don't think you did.
Oh my god, look at all the camo down the walls for no reason.
I
The
know.
camo netting. Just to make it look a bit more military, I suppose, isn't it?
Hey, should there be a wall there? No. Yeah, there's one there, but it's camouflaged. Oh.
I can't see the wall.
Do you think a lot of people just walk into them?
Where'd the wall go, man? You don't even wall, bro. Then again, you've got the prints on the wall on the far side. Is this like a training facility?
Could be.
Hello. Oh, nice. Like I hit the first again, like the first sort of hint that for new viewers that it's not just a robot. There is something in there
Yeah.
steering it. I also like how it's just casually moved forward as well. Like it's not a swagger, but it's certainly not scared of being attacked.
Now I'm correct in saying, pre the end of this series, when all the Daleks are half human,
Yeah.
the Daleks are
Masters of Earth.
they are the humanoids from Skaro
Yes.
made into these.
Yeah. These are the OG because they were led by Davros as well in the time.
Is that right?
Or
Or
Davros
were they
participated in the Time
grown?
War. No, these guys are the original. The ones that were in the Time War were the original.
So
original
they're made
gangsters.
from the actual people from Skaro.
Yeah, or at least the continued breeding of them since they left the planet and everything. It's at the end of the series we get the half human ones that are made with human DNA.
Yeah.
And it's in series 4 when Davros reveals that he's had to create more from his own genes.
Yeah.
So they are pure as well, but they're like still bastardized. Like they're made from him, as opposed to individual Carleds or Thals.
I like this bit because it shows the Daleks clever.
I mean, have they ever done this before? Electric powers?
Well, I think it's just the irradiation from the beam. Must be.
Radiation beam. No one is safe, not even you, Mr. Heidi up on a balcony man. You will die. Oh man, just chilling out.
Just
Hallway
chilling out
full
in
of
the
dead
rain.
people. Scientist with his coat open, looking like he's having a snooze.
Do you think
All the
do you think
hits.
those shoes are waterproof?
Actually, rubber soles. They had rubber soles.
You got rubber sole.
Swear by them. Why were they electrocuted? I don't know.
Science fiction.
There's no power to the helipad. So who cares if there's a light on it? Just get on the helicopter. Very good point. Selfish mother. I'll need to the doctor. Oh man.
How can you hear him?
Through Dalek ears, baby. Big old Dalek ears. The DNA of Rose Tyler. Oh man, here's the thing with the Daleks. A lot of writers have said this in the past. The reason why Dalek episodes are never usually straightforward Daleks versus good guys. There's always like a middleman or someone with the Daleks,
Yeah.
or one or two Daleks that have a speaking role. Is because they're incredibly dull conversationalists.
Yeah.
They just speak like this the entire time. A combo of Rob Shearman's writing here, Eccleston's reaction, and Briggs's delivery
Yeah.
makes scenes like this flow seamlessly.
Yeah.
Like, it just works. It's not just screaming and shouting. There's a weight to it. And that's not to talk down the previous Dalek portrayals, but I think Nicholas Briggs specifically this is something he has thought about for a long time. Like, he, as part of his performance, he's wanted to do Daleks at some point, whereas a lot of the other actors in the original run would have just been hired to be a Dalek.
It does make you feel for the Dalek, doesn't it? Because it's just like, what should I do? It's asking its worst enemy. What should I do?
Oh my god. Bit of Fordian spitting there. The Timothy Dalton school of acting. Timothy Dalton school of Time Lord acting. Gallifrey.
Oh, that realisation then when the Dalek said, "You
Yeah.
make no Dalek."
Like, he's realised that the Time War has changed him. Look at the reflection on the water, man. Oh. Unlike the Slitheen last week, which unfortunately haven't aged well in their CGI forms,
Yeah.
this Dalek looks gorgeous.
What, the CGI?
Yeah, the CGI
think?
Slitheen's in Aliens in London and in World War III when they're legging it through Downing Street don't look very good. Whereas this guy is looking fine.
I'm not too sure. I don't think it's aged quite well as well. I believe.
I think we can see the cracks now because we've sort of watched CGI animation develop.
Oh yeah.
But he looks pretty damn good. Like, you do have to look at the Dalek in each shot to think, is that CG or is that a practical thing? It's not an obvious choice. First off, oh, tension. Enter key, everything hinges on the return tab. Ooh, tapping it like you would a good un. Oh no. And here you go, like, he doesn't want Rose to die.
But he knows
Of course
it
he
has to be
doesn't.
done.
But he's that determined that the Dalek has to go that he's not even thought, just hold out for my friend just a second longer.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man. He's so determined to wipe them out completely that he's even sacrificed his friend's safety, and it's just like, mate, you're becoming a monster.
Oh.
This is what they've done to you. They see me rolling, they hating.
So how would that Dalek move? Is it moved by someone underneath using their feet?
Yep, I believe Barnaby Edwards is the principal Dalek performer, I think. I'm not sure who it is in this story. I can quickly check who I see with my powers. But I imagine it's probably Barnaby Edwards. Oh, what did it kill? Did it kill Rose?
It killed the fly on the wall.
Did it bloody kill Rose? Don't kill Rose, you bugger. Yeah, Barnaby Edwards was the Dalek in this episode, trundling around on his feet, whilst operators worked the dome and the lights and the eye stalk. A friend of mine, actually, who writes for Chun's TV, writes for CBBC and CBBS and for the websites and everything.
Yeah.
Adam Carter is also has been a puppeteer in the past, and he performed a lot of the head movement, the head manoeuvring and lights and everything for the Daleks in Parting of the Ways.
Oh wow.
Yes, he says it's one of the most fun jobs he's ever took up because it is just you're essentially making a Dalek say things.
Yeah.
Like Briggs is giving you the voice, and you're giving the lights. You're making it flash erratically. But yeah, but again, that's just the amount of stuff Barnaby Edwards is delivering just by. I mean, it's got to take a lot of control to be as completely stoic as it needs to be at times.
Now, do you think, does Nick Briggs give the voice while it's acting, or does he give it afterwards? Because I'm trying to work out how they synchronise the... Cause
I know how they... Yeah, they definitely did ADR in some spots, which is additional dialogue recording. But he will do it on set. And so he is off screen next to a table.
Yeah.
With his script all over it and his ring
so
modulator.
Do those lights run off when he speaks, or is it someone inside doing it?
Someone is operating them. I believe. I mean, I could probably ask him. Actually, I could probably ask him, but I think someone is hitting the lights as he speaks. Which, of course, if they do have any errors, they can touch it up in additional dialogue record sessions and maybe redo a line to match the lights or vice versa.
Yeah.
What are they looking at? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Ooh. Emotions. If you will not save the woman you love. Hang about.
Love?
Me doth think you presume too much, Mr. Dalek.
I know.
Oh my god. He's realised the error of his ways, but it might be too late. You're letting the Dalek out. Oh, Rose, bless you. You're going to get cramp walking that slow.
What an insult. You bleeding heart.
You big girl's blows.
Excuse me.
Adam hiding some dirty secrets, which again is a hint to later on. Like he's not afraid to
hairdryer.
These look like the guns you get with toys.
Yeah.
Don't these look like the guns you get with action figures?
Yeah.
The daft ones that you put big fake plastic missiles in. It's weird, isn't it? But this is a hint to Adam's nature, like the fact that he is not above hiding stuff for his own gain.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be that he's not categorised these ones yet, but the way he says it, the way Stanton looks at him, it's more like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, do not mention them. Why are you alive? My function is to kill.
Freaking out.
Panicking.
Panicking Anakin.
This is a Dalek-driven panicking Anakin. I hate sand. It's rough and coarse and gets everywhere. Oh, dude. You need to run. Gotta run, Stanton. Oh my gosh. Oh, shizzle. Good question, Rose. What will it do with itself now? Like, there aren't any more.
Well, like you said, it could go towards an acting career.
I want the freedom to express myself in a creative
now,
environment.
I know we find out later on that the reason why this all
I
happened
would like
is
to
because...
join a comedy improv group.
I found out because Rose touched him and imprinted the... kind of the... he absorbed the DNA
Human
of Rose.
DNA of a time traveler. Well, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But I think there must be more to that. I believe there's more like a bit more fragile mental state of the Dalek.
Yeah. Oh, she's passed on some humanity to him.
Yeah.
Now this is where, like you said before, it's an interesting theory. I've not thought of it about like this before. The idea of if you take a Dalek away from the rest of them, either by them all being dead like this, or just from one side of the galaxy to the other, and it's away from them for long enough, will it lose the urge to conquer?
Yeah.
Because there's no need for it to do that. It's on its own.
Well, I think you explained it the best before when you said they're more like a hive, they're more like bees, like worker bees.
Here we go. Meanwhile, all the kids at home. In fact, speaking of which, you watching this the first time, what was your reaction here? Did you ever think this was what a Dalek was?
No, I thought it was just a robot.
It was just a big.
I genuinely thought it was a robot.
Big old nasty R2D2.
Yeah,
but instead, it's a testicle with spaghetti limbs.
It is.
That has aged so well.
The thing is, you do feel sorry for it because they look tortured.
Well, it looks fragile and damaged, and like it really needs like looking after. You totally understand why it's inside the metal shell. Oh my days. You've never seen him so unhinged.
I know.
Such a weird notion.
Ooh. The roles are reversed.
But the threat of it still exists. Like, it's still... You still feel scared at the Dalek.
Yeah. Now, can it see out of his eye, or is it just directly
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah. Because that was nice. You're right there. I hadn't spotted that before. Like, it's electric eye is looking at him as well.
Yeah.
Also, can we just point out how gorgeous is the design of the Dalek, man? I don't just mean the mutant. Like, this is the first time we'd seen them look like a tank. Like, it has believably stormed through this station, killing everyone because it looks like a weapon. Like, prior to this, they look cool. They had a distinct look. Obviously, they're pop culture icons. But these ones look like you could send them into a battlefield and they would wreck everything.
Well, this would have been from the Time War, wouldn't it? So this would have been the tankiest they've ever been.
Yeah, well, that's part of the reason why I think they look like the way they do in the modern series is because these are the ones that were prepared for the Time War.
Yeah.
And they had to be ready to fight like cray-cray. I mean, these ones can deflect bullets and melt them in like a field around them. Back in the 80s, Ace was smashing the eye stalk off of one of them with a baseball bat. But let's be honest.
That animatronics is so good, isn't it?
Ace is badass, that's why. Yeah, it's such a beautiful performance as well. Look at the eye, man. Ugh. Automated... Oh, God. Assisted suicide in Doctor Who. This is pleasant.
Are they in Switzerland?
God. This is not life. This is pest control! Skipping ahead there, sorry. Oh, wow. See, that's sad. It's repulsed by its own humanity.
And it also said it doesn't want to turn into... Yeah.
It doesn't want to feel. It's starting to feel that it'd rather die.
That's great. It's just a crazy idea, isn't it?
Creepy, man. Oh my days. I feel sad. I feel sad for a Dalek. It's scared. What is this? It was scared. This is so strange to see, isn't it? Like, especially because 20 minutes ago you're like, oh God, imagine if that thing came after you. Oh. Yeah. Now you're like, oh no, don't go.
And I like how they made a use for the balls.
Oh, good old Dalek balls. Oh, that's phenomenal. This episode does so much for the design of the Dalek and the aesthetic and letting you know what it all means and what it all can do.
Yeah. It's
a shame that, I imagine it's a budgetary reason, that they've never delved into it since.
I think also as well, it's a good design and to show the Doctor of what he's at. You see so many sides of him. San
There you go. Seattle, Sacramento, some place beginning with S.
Little Sierra.
But there it is. It's a mechanoid far left. And sort of far right there looks kind of like the alien head from Aliens. Just a little bit.
And there's the alien egg.
Alien egg! Of course! Oh my god, is that actually meant...
Yeah, it's an alien egg. Look, you can see the ridges.
There looks like the sort of folds at the top.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Confirmed.
That could have been a more manly run than that. He's like, help me.
Sure. Heathrow? If you're a Manchester lad, none of that London nonsense. Jealousy. Rosie's a bit pretty. You're right, that is an alien egg. Oh my god, it full on is! People need to start writing the crossover right now.
Oh my god, imagine that.
Oh, well, I can, it'd be horrific.
Imagine a war between the Daleks and like a pack of aliens. Imagine AVP, but with Daleks instead of humans. Who'd win, that's the question.
Oh man, next time, here we go. Hang on, that kind of looks like End of the World again.
It's the same station. I love that, don't you think?
Crunk burgers! What?
Like the second episode to this episode to the end episode, it's just a big. You keep going back to it.
There's a touch point, yeah. I mean, it's a different spaceship. This is the ship that then comes back in. This is Satellite 5, which then comes back as the game station in the finale. Yeah. But yeah, like very good point. Like it's similar to Platform 1 in episode 2. So there is a recurring theme of the sort of design. Oh, zombified corpse. Can't
there
go
we
on.
have it.
Simon Pegg, Tamsin Greig, all still to come, but back here in Dalek Land, by Jove. Oh dear. Daleks originally created by Terry Nation. There they are, getting a name check, Terry Nation Estate. I'm so glad they worked it out, because let's be honest, not just because it would suck if the Daleks weren't in Doctor Who anymore over like a petty legal reason, but also because we wouldn't have that episode, which is, hands down, to this day, one of my favourites in the run. Oh, hang on, makeup designer Davy Jones.
Davy Jones?
Yeah, the member of the Monkeys? Davy Jones and the Monkeys? Or are we talking
Davy
about
Jones'
the Squid Man? Yeah. That's a good question. Toby Turner, 10 years ago today. Woo. Tell me, with your mind and thoughts,
What do you want to tell you?
how did you feel at the back of that first time when you first saw
When I first saw it, I was like, okay.
Speak to me, Dalek.
Well, I was a bit confused. I remember you telling me it was like Daleks, the scarer. They mess stuff up. They're gonna take your kids.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, because they're exterminating everybody out here.
But after that, after that episode, I was a bit mixed reviews. And then when you see them at the end of the season, when they're in the full power, and I think that's one of the best portrayals of the Daleks.
I still think it's the best Dalek story in the last 10 years.
Because then it comes back again to what you said before about them being a hive. The actual Emperor of the Daleks, that is basically their god.
Yeah, they survived through me.
One thing I'd want to know is if they're all modified and changed, so then they hate and they want to kill. Then the Emperor of the Dalek must have a bit more emotions, a bit more intelligence than the rest of them.
Oh, he's a megalomaniac almost. He's got a bit of ego to him as well, because I am the god of all Daleks. It's like, wow, dude, think a lot of yourself, don't you?
I was going to say, so here's a good thing to think about. How is he made?
The Emperor?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, good point.
He's massive,
because I think they imply that he survived the Time War.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, isn't it? How did you survive the Time War? They survived through me. But then you find out that the majority of them have been made from bastardized humans.
Yeah.
So, like, he's probably the only one from the Time War who survived. That pesky Time War, it didn't kill enough Daleks, did it?
Didn't it? He's not very good, is he?
No, it didn't kill them. It didn't kill the Cult of Skaro, or indeed their Infinity Arc, or whatever it was.
I think that's a really good idea.
Great idea that they found a Dalek prison, but I don't believe for 1 minute that the Time Lords just imprisoned a bunch of Daleks.
No.
But, fair enough, it gave us an exciting conclusion to Series 2. But then, who else survived? Those the only survivors of the Time War. But then we find out in Day of the Doctor that they didn't die. They all just accidentally shot at each other when Gallifrey disappeared, so no wonder there were survivors.
Yeah.
I
thought
there's probably half of them still left out there, just like, what just happened? I don't know.
Wasn't it implied at the end of series 1 that the actual machine that the Doctor was making to get rid of the Daleks that would also kill the humans on Earth is the same machine that he used to...
It's implied that it's the same technique. It's a delta wave, I think it's called.
Yeah, it can be fine-tuned to certain patterns.
But he knew that it would kill the Earth as well. He just didn't tell everybody else if he used it. However, there is a reference, if I remember correctly, somewhere in the first 4 years to the moment.
Yeah.
Which is what then comes up in Day of the Doctor as being the world killer. Maybe the moment, as far as the Doctor knows, released the Delta Wave that wiped out the Time Lords and the Daleks.
True that.
And screw that.
But then again, now the Day of the Doctor's over, we know that's been changed. That's not how it happened.
No.
Now they're all stuck in a painting.
Yeah. However, at the same time, though, the Ninth Doctor, because we have to forget Day of the Doctor when we're looking at Series 1, the Ninth Doctor still feels, that, or as far as he's aware, is he killed everybody. And the weight of that is not felt any more so in this first series, I think, than in this episode, in the confrontations with the Dalek.
Yeah.
Also to note, he only has 2 scenes with it. Like, directly with it.
What, with the Dalek?
The Dalek, yeah. He has a brief conversation with it there's the brilliant conversation dialogue over the cameras, and then there's the bit where he negotiates with it to release Rose.
Yeah.
But apart from that, he only has 2
He's in
scenes
the vault,
with the Dalek,
and then he's in the end, yeah.
Also, I think highest body count of the new series so far.
What, on that episode?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, hundreds of people. Hundreds of people getting shot by Flight of Stairs mobile. The Metaltron.
I can imagine a Dalek, what are they called now? Is it stair lifts? Daleks making on stair lifts. Have you ever felt that stairs are too hard? I know what you need to do. Elevate
yourself with this stair lift. It's like plunger sweeping to the side, like a glamorous assistant showing off the game show prize.
Look, this Dalek enjoyed it, and it's just a Dalek going up on one of them with a smiley face attached. Just like, I enjoy it. Buy it now, or we will exterminate.
The price to a lower price for a reasonably limited time. Purchase your Stardust Airlift today.
I just want to let you all know that I'm not the best at a Dalek impression. Just in case you didn't hear that. That wasn't actually Nick Briggs. It's me.
What? You're kidding me? So, 10 years ago, you experienced a Dalek in an episode going out on TV for the first time. 10 years later, you still love them? You still love them Dalek boys?
I love the Daleks. I love the gold look. Loved it. It got overdone because it was in there for so long. The ones that came through the Matt Smith one look amazing.
You really like the Paradigm Dalek?
I absolutely love him. The only problem I've got is that they've not been in it a lot.
Yeah, well, I guess they double back on the decision. I understand why in the Day of the Doctor they're not the Paradigm ones, because the Paradigm ones weren't in the time.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been there, no. But the actual Paradigm ones, like I can see when there was one on your desk, a massive.
Got a big old Supreme remote control one on the desk.
I love that it's very glossy. I just love the look of him. And I wish they'd bring in Capaldi's now, the next series, they bring them through again, because they're such an iconic character and they're such an iconic villain. And I could see maybe there's not a lot you can do with them because they've only got one objective. But then episodes like we've just watched now prove that you can probably show a lot more dimensions to the villain than just they're going to kill.
What did you think of Into the Dalek? The Peter Capaldi story about the good Dalek? And them going inside to sort of see what was wrong with it, see what was broken with him and stuff. Did you feel that was... Because I enjoyed that episode, but do you feel that was sort of just a retread of Dalek that didn't quite hit the mark?
Maybe, yeah. I think
there's some great original ideas in it.
We went through a lot of the incoves of how the Dalek works by going through like the brain bit. And
yeah.
I think so. I don't want to know how it works. That's the beauty of it. It is basically just a space octopus
Yeah.
in a tin, but that tin is scary as anything. So I really like the idea that we don't need to know how it works and stuff like that. We just need to,
There is a ball of hate sat inside this, piloting this tank.
Yeah.
And you can't get away from it. It's coming for you. It's gonna get you. I look at Daleks like zombie movies. Like proper zombie movies, not running zombie movies.
Yeah, they can be as slow as they can, but they'll always get you.
Oh yeah, you can run as far as you need to run, but by God, like the moment you stop to catch your breath, there they are at the end of the street, at the end of the corridor, at the other side of the quarry. They are there, and they are coming.
Well, I think one of the best Dalek episodes I like is the Matt Smith one, where Matt Smith goes to Skaro to meet someone.
Asylum.
Yeah. Because he's scared. Well, he's not. I don't think he's as scared when he's Matt Smith. He's wary of what can happen.
Yeah.
But they're petrified of an insane Dalek.
Yeah. Oh God, which is nice because actually, if you think back to this episode and the Daleks in Bad Wolf Parting of the Ways, they are self-loathing Daleks. They're psychotic.
Yeah.
Which we don't see again until very briefly Dalek Khan, who's gone nuts, but has sort of turned good in a weird way.
Like he knew what was going to happen because he's seen it.
I would like to see another episode like Dalek where it is a minimal amount of them, like one or small group of like 2 or 3 or whatever, versus the Doctor and Co. It'd be nice to see them tackling a small group again. I
love the episode The Daleks in Manhattan, that 2-parter. I didn't like the human version of the Dalek.
Yeah,
but I like the idea that was it Dalek-Sec. Is that correct? Dalek-Sec was thinking, well, we need to adapt because they're
we're about survival. We need to find a way to survive.
Yeah,
and the best way to do that is to just become human. We'll survive as a species.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea because it's breaking the mold of, because that's the thing with the Daleks. They've got, like I said before, they've got a mold of how they work. So when that's broken, that shows a lot of interesting ideas because you can do a lot more with them.
Yeah. It's kind of cool that, like, I'm gonna sort of say it out loud. It's interesting that say it out loud. Of course, I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm gonna think it internally on a podcast. What am I saying? It's quite cool that you pointed out that you quite like Asylum of the Daleks, you like the Paradigm Daleks, and you like Daleks in Manhattan Evolution of the Daleks.
Yeah.
Because these are ones that I noticed from older fans like myself. But I don't necessarily share this opinion. But older fans don't tend to like those stories because they think, oh, watered down, the Daleks are being watered. Whereas you really enjoyed the change of the concept, like the look at the different ways you could tell a story with these creatures. I found that quite intriguing. I quite like the idea that it's connected. Again, you're not a tiny wee nipper anymore, but you are someone who has grown up from the perfect age for this show with it in your life.
Yeah.
And that's I found that quite interesting. Basically, everybody out there who is a big Donny doubter of all the stories you moan about, you complain about. I've got somebody here who's grown up with it, who's like, no, I like that.
Well, I think what it is I don't know if you probably will agree with me. Think back to Jelly Baby. Think back to...
Sorry, if you heard that rustle then...
it wasn't Russell T Davies, it was a rustle of a bag of Jelly Babies.
Yeah.
And I will partake in one.
So
you probably agree with me that horror movies, since, the 1960s, 70s, 80s, how people were exposed to them is extremely different to how now. I don't think horror movies are very good nowadays.
Oh, okay.
So I think people will not be scared of the Daleks as much as they used to be.
Okay, I see what you mean. Like, the horrific ideas are not handled as well now.
Yeah.
So the idea of a Dalek would... But at the same time, it's oversaturation.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people today think that horror is excessive gore or seeing the monster full on stuff. So when you see a Dalek, you look at a Dalek, you go, really? That's the monster?
Yeah.
What is... It's R2-D2 with a plunger. I see what you mean, yeah. I mean, that was my biggest... Back in high school when this series started... My biggest sort of argument with people when they were like, "Oh, I don't get it, it's stupid," was, are you actually watching it? Or are you judging it from what you're looking at?
Exactly.
Have you just looked at the article in the Daily Mirror or whatever saying, "Oh, Daleks are back," and gone, "What the hell's that?"
I just think culture's changed in a way that the Dalek might not be seen as scary as it used to be. When you're younger and you see... I'm not being funny. Any black and white film is scary. To me. It's just weird. When I was younger, I used to think life was black and white. Back in them days. So, you know, seeing the Daleks from the like William Hartnell,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that, I think might be scary. But with the Daleks nowadays, I just think how culture's gone in a way that things aren't really that scary anymore, unless they've got jump scares or gore. I just think the Daleks are not going to be as scary as they used to be. So going down the road of the Daleks need to be seen in a different light, or because they're like worker bees. We keep going back to the bees reference.
Yeah.
Like worker bees, they're doing the same thing over and over again. When something the dynamic changes,
Yeah.
and it's different, people are like, okay, what's going on? I want to know more. Here's my view.
Yeah. Especially seeing how unhinged they can be too if they're put in a position of desperation.
Yeah.
Like, it sort of makes them appear more of a threat. It's like backing a bee into a corner.
Don't back a bee into the corner, kids.
If there's one thing Mama told me, it was never back a bee into a corner.
Fly like a butterfly, sting like a cornered bee.
You've got one trajectory, kids. One trajectory. We got two walls either side of you, but you can sting forward. See, you can sting forward like a bee. You can be a bee like me. Be a bee like me. Dalek bee. Mr. B.
Mr. B.
That is me.
That is you and me.
I'm gonna sting you. Well, that was weird. But yeah, so long live the Daleks, but not really, because you know that means death and destruction for everybody. And once again, thank you, Toby, very much for joining me for Dalek
It's okay.
this week, oye.
I am here to tickle your ear drums.
Nice
Something
work.
earphones then.
Where can we find you? You're on Twitter,
So my Twitter handle is @TobyTurner34.
and your Pinterest is
My Pinterest is
non-existent.
Love Doctor Who for Life 2K15.
It's not,
It's not really. No.
but it could be.
It can be if you want it to be.
Maybe.
Please do a poll straw. Do you want it to be like that?
I don't.
No.
Thank you, mate, for coming on to 9/10
It's always a pleasure.
and bringing your thoughts and mind holes
I'll
with you.
I'll bring my young burn wisdom.
Join me in a few days' time for a Dalek after party with a special guest, and next week, of course, for the long game. But until then, oh, bees!
Oh, bees!